Megha Mohan, BBC News.
Well, there you go. A story with a sort of happy ending. No word, of course, from the man involved. Well, we can now join Lara Asprey. She's a dating and relationship expert. She's in Santiago, Chile. And Lara, thanks for joining us. Do you think actually there are some serious lessons we can learn from the experience of those three women?
Well, ultimately, what I love about this story is that it's a very positive story from something that wasn't so positive. And actually, often women, when they come to these sort of situations, they can be very competitive with one another. And their insecurities come out through their sort of actions of others. And if they're cheated on, they feel insecure and they feel like they're unhappy. But ultimately, these women have come together and have really proved that women's solidarity is brilliant. I mean, I think this sort of story is not a story that happens in isolation. This does happen, unfortunately, more and more than we would like to. But the fact that these women have come together is brilliant.
You say this sort of story happens more and more. Is that partly because of the internet, social media, dating websites making dating and maybe making cheating easier than ever before?
I do. I think so. Ultimately, what's happened is we're in a very strange landscape where dating apps and also behavioural norms have changed, in that lots more of the younger generation are accepting sort of hookup culture. They're accepting the behaviours that we wouldn't have accepted several generations ago. Women are unfortunately letting guys go because they've got this scarcity mindset that there aren't many good guys out there, so they need to just do whatever it takes to please them a lot of the time. And unfortunately, that's enabling men and some women to get away with behaviour that wouldn't really be tolerated previously. And we've got an explosion of dating apps on the market now. They're all linked to social media profiles. We've got much more accessibility to people than ever before. And whereas it used to be kind of a big effort to go and chat somebody up physically, now you can quickly ping somebody a message and hope for the best,
I mean, this guy, of course, he's not really playing any part in our conversation, but this guy was extraordinary. He seems to have been lying and deceiving 6 women at the same time. You're a dating and relationship expert. You're, an advisor on emotional intelligence. Is there no room for anger and vengeance when people who have been treated this way discover it?
I mean, I think that you've got to make the decision. I mean, these women made the choice not to do that because they realised that there's no point. And ultimately, these kind of characters, unfortunately, they get a real kick out of this sort of thing. They thought they sort of, it boosts their ego, makes them feel like a man. And unfortunately, if women are hurt by that, then ultimately the men are only winning all the more. So I applaud these women for making the decision to sort of make a positive out of this. But ultimately, this sort of thing, it does really need to be taught. I kind of feel like, why are we not teaching young people in schools the norms of relationships? Ultimately, we're teaching a lot of things in schools, but we're missing this one important point, which is how to have a relationship where you respect.
Lara, it's a great point to end on. Thank you very much for joining us. That's it for this hour, but do stay with us on World News.